Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to take a minute today to talk about the narcissist's life of torment because that's really what it is. And I don't think, look, there is no pleasure involved in saying this at all. But I know it's necessary for many people to understand the kind of life the narcissist actually lives. Because these people live in your head and live in your mind, and they make you think things about reality that are not true. They keep you stuck in the spell and the trauma bond. They keep you with FOMO, fear of missing out on whatever they're doing. And they just stay stuck, constantly ruminating. And part of the reason they're able to do that, even long after the relationship, is because people think, and I thought, the wrong things about that person's life. So the first thing I want to say as clearly as possible, and I have made many videos on this, whatever you think the narcissist's life is, it's not that. Unless you're somebody who truly gets it, if you truly get what I'm saying and you're already there, then you'll understand. You can resonate. But a lot of people I know, I realize out there in the world, even who have dealt with this, even who understand narcissism to a degree, they have this idea in their minds that the narcissist has a far, far better life than they really do. And we worry, did they go on to somebody better? Are they with somebody better now? Oh, who they replaced me with? It's been a few years and maybe they now have this amazing person and this great relationship. Well, Brian, I saw that they have a new person in their lives and they live here now and things got to be better. They've got to be good. If you think the narcissist at any point in their lives, if you know they're a narcissist, let's just say that for sure. If you know it, if you think that person's ever going to find the love of their lives, genuine contentment, a joyous relationship, peace, tranquility, uh, I I don't have anything to even say about this. It's so not true. The fundamental reality about the narcissist is they are insatiable people, beings, creatures. There is no such thing as this person came along and it's just right and it fits and it works and they're satisfied. There's no such thing. As I've mentioned a million times, they could artificially create a person in a lab like the movie Weird Science just to their exact specifications: kindness level, love, empathy, goodness, virtue, looks, status, wealth, job, home. They could sit back and literally optimize every single one of those traits, those characteristics, and they would still become, in very short order, massively discontent. There's no such thing as somebody measuring up. If you check 24 boxes of 25, they're mad that you didn't check the one. If you do check all of them somehow, they're going to create a 26th and a 27th and a 30th. The bar just gets moved, up, 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 up. So I just want to throw that out there because this is about the narcissist's life of basically tragedy, turmoil. But if you think they're doing well, they're just not doing well. It's not how this works. They don't appreciate anything. They're not capable of appreciating anything. It doesn't matter how good you are. And that's why so many people today in culture that have dating channels and everything else, they're so wrong, especially the men on this front. Because the men will talk about if you just build your life up to the highest point, you just get to be that guy, you're that dude, and you got this and you got everything just maximized, and your looks and your physique and your wealth and your job, and you just built yourself so high. Then you'll have this a wonderful, amazing woman, and that is just hot garbage. It's not predicated on that. People who are looking for you to have every single conceivable thing that you could possibly have as a human being, you better have all of it. They are not going to be satisfied with anyone. It doesn't matter how good you are. And that's a microcosm of all of us who dealt with the narcissist. It doesn't matter how good your life really is. They're unsatisfied, no matter what. And another thing I've said a lot, it's just the truth. If the narcissist was capable of getting it right with a person, they would have gotten it right with you, with me. What else would they really have needed? Nothing. It didn't work with you because it can't work with anybody. They're not happy with anybody. It's just flat impossible. So let's be clear about that. Whatever you think the narcissist's life is, you're wrong. You think they have a great relationship, you're wrong. You think they have this great, satisfying sort of lifestyle, you're wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Erroneous, erroneous on all counts. Because the narcissist actually lives their life with a cloud of gloom, a cloud of doom hanging over them. There's a darkness, a palpable darkness that just lives with the narcissist. Do you remember when you were with that person? I sure do. And it's not just the one that I've dealt with in other capacities. You feel so uneasy. There are times where I swear you can cut the thickness of the room with a knife. It's so heavy. It's oppressive. Because they have dark energy, dark forces attached to their lives. There were times before I didn't understand what any of this was. I didn't. But spiritually, because I know the Lord and I have the Spirit of God, I knew something was wrong. I didn't know what though. But I would walk into the room just every once in a while on this weird day, and the whole day would feel off. It would just feel like there's something not right. I'm going to drive to this person's house. We're supposed to spend the day together, and man, something feels off. And you show up at the house, and you knock on the door, you ring the doorbell, or you just walk in, whatever. And you walk in, it's like you came into a thickness. The atmosphere in the room and the house was bad. It was off. And that person's acting peculiar. Did they cheat on you? Was there something going on with, who knows what was going on with them? But they were depressed and they're out of it, just out of commission, just not functioning. They're not talkative. They're cold. You can literally just feel the icy frigidness coming off of them. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you weren't with a narcissist, flat out, telling you the truth. There are a lot of things that epitomize the narcissist that I could say, well, if this didn't happen, you weren't with one. This is one of those cases. If you never felt that weirdness, that strange heaviness, that sort of oppressive energy that was just off, things were just off for no reason. And they're probably cold, they're silent, it's just not working. That, guys, is the narcissist's life all the time. Do you think it was just that way with you? Were they just that cruel, critical, depressed? Was there just that bad energy just with you? No. It's always been that way with them since they became a narcissist. And there's videos I've done about how that happens. I'm not going into it. But somewhere in the mid to late teenage years, this solidifies for them. They become perpetual children. They don't advance. They don't grow, and they become dark. And they're given over to the powers of darkness. They took that path, and it just gets worse from there. So you know what I'm talking about. If you've truly, truly been with one of these people, it's a darkness you can't describe, and that darkness wasn't just in place when they were with you. Everybody they've ever truly been with feels that way. Their kids, their parents, every form of relationship, even close friends, because you can't really be a close friend to a narcissist. Have you noticed that? Because some of you on this channel have probably not experienced the narcissist in the relationship situation, but you have in a friendship. You can't really be that close to them. They're just like in a romantic relationship, you don't feel like they're all in. They're just not invested. One day they are, then they're not. Then they are, then they're not. They always have one foot in and one foot out, pulling you in with one arm and pushing you away with the other. That's the nature of all narcissistic relationships. You just get the good part of them a little bit, just here and there. It's not consistent. Why? Because these people live in the darkness. They have dark energy attached to them, dark forces, demonic powers. They are on meds at insane rates. I would venture to say basically every narcissist out there. Matter of fact, I can tell you, of all the narcissists I know, all of them I can sit right now and think about. They are either alcoholics, they drink all the time, or they take pills all the time, or they're on some other drug. They're all doing something to just try to cope and get through the day. Everything with them is an attempt to cope with their lives. They will pretend how great everything is because they want to fool the world, but they want to fool themselves. They can't handle the shame, the guilt that they walk around with all the time. These people live with unforgiven sins. A whole lifetime, a whole snowball effect. As they go on, the sin builds and builds and builds, and they don't have any of it cleansed. Do you know what it would feel like? Those of us who are in the Lord, we know what it feels like to transgress, to sin, to be disobedient, and the sort of weight that feels. How the Spirit of God feels like He leaves you for temporary time, because He kind of does, because He can't be in a sinful vessel. You know that withdrawal, that feeling that you get when you truly sinned against the Lord? But you repent, and the Lord comes back to you, and you don't live in that perpetual state because you've had your sins forgiven. They don't. Can you imagine what it would be like to be them? To live with all the sin of every failed relationship, everybody they abused, every bad deed, every traumatic experience, and none of this ever goes away. Guys, they never got over their first relationship because they didn't take any time. They didn't heal. They didn't process it. They surely didn't do any work on themselves. They didn't improve. They just go to the next. Why do you think they go to the next? It's just boom, 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 boom. These people's lives are so warped and so twisted. They truly walk in the darkness. They don't walk in the light. They don't know the light, capital L. They know Lucifer, the light bearer. That's the way that the satanic world, the unrepentant world, that's how they view Lucifer, as the light bearer. But it's false light. As the F Masons put it, Lucifer is the darkness made visible. He's the true light. That's the darkness the narcissist walks in. They don't, am I saying they know that? Am I saying they fully understand that? I think most of them don't. Matter of fact, I want to tell you something shocking. And I know I'm going to have some people disagree, but I know it to be true, so I'm going to say it. Many narcissists out there truly believe they're good people. They actually do. They've gaslighted themselves so much. They're so false. They believe so many lies because they can do some good things for people sometimes. They can buy a gift. They can show up and have a good day. They can do something courteous. They can do something nice, especially the communal narcissist, which they all are a little bit communal in that sense. The fact that they do anything good, they feel like makes them good people. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. What about all the wickedness? What about all the evil they do? I'm doing a video about this one soon enough, but why do you think there will be many people who come to the Lord in the last days at the end when he returns and say, Lord, Lord, didn't we cast out demons and prophesy and do all these things in your name? And he will say, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you. Those people actually thought they're good people. They believed it. The narcissist often thinks that they're actually a good person. They really do believe that. And it's delusional. But I've told you, narcissists are delusional. That doesn't mean that they don't ever know what they're doing. But there's this deeper part of them that justifies and it copes. They have to cope with all their wickedness. And they do that by doing some good things and then convincing themselves that the good things they do epitomize them. But they don't. And guys, what I just said was deep. Seriously. Go back and listen to that again. That's how they gaslight themselves because they think, well, I did some good things. I'm a good person. Look what all I did. Look what all I've done for people. Forgetting the horrific wickedness they've done to people, which far outweighs anything good they've done. If you think the narcissist has a good life, if you think they're enjoying it, this is why they post pictures of their property, of places they go out to dinner, of the person they're with. They're gaslighting the world. They're gaslighting themselves into thinking their life is something that it's not, because in the core and the essence of who they are is a pile of darkness. It's a heart of darkness. That's why I said they're alcoholics or they're on antidepressants or they're on other kinds of drugs and medications. They do all, and they're always occupying themselves with their phone and the next person and the next thing and the next and next and next and next, because they can't live with who they are. Everything in the world to the narcissist is a distraction. I gotta buy this. I got a new house. I want a new car. I got a new partner. Now I'm gonna do this. No. Why do you think that they do that? Happy people don't do that. Content people, people at peace, people with joy, with a steady life, they don't do those things. They don't need to. Someone who has all those things can live a very, very basic life and be tickled pink. They don't need a huge house and they don't need the cars. They don't need the trips. Not that you can't do any of that. Not saying it's wrong to do any of that. I go on vacations too. I enjoy a nice dinner out. I do some things like that. I'm saying I don't live for the next and the next and the next. I can go to a fast food restaurant in the evening and I'm content. That's okay. Not that I do that often. I'm just saying it. You don't need the highest things. They do. They do. There's no part of them that enjoys their life. Any happiness they have is fleeting. Any contentment is fleeting. They thrive in chaos. They need disruption. They live absolutely horrible lives. I don't have a better way to say it. So please don't take a look out there at the narcissist's life or any of them and think, oh, look at, oh, it looks good. Well, of course, that's what they want you to think. That's what they want themselves to think. It's not the truth. Gotta let that go. You gotta let it go. I don't care who you're thinking of. I, if you actually knew how bad their lives are, you would feel sorry for them. And I do. I feel sorry for them. Not in the wickedness they do, not in the sense I'm going to go sweep in and try to help any more of them because they don't appreciate it. But I feel sorry for them because their lives truly are miserable. They're like at the end of the movie, if you've ever seen the movie The Fly, it's a fantastic movie. Best sci-fi movie maybe ever, in my opinion. But at the end of that, the guy that comes out of the telepod is half human, half fly, half a quarter human, a quarter fly, a quarter telepod, a quarter something else. He's this monster that comes out at the end, and you just have to feel pity on him. His life is miserable. He's just a creature. And honestly, that's what the narcissist is. They're a creature. Their lives suck. Everything they do is to try to cope, to try to make you think their lives are great, to try to fool you, to fool themselves, because at the core of it, it's dark. They know the Lord of Darkness. They walk with him, even if they don't know him by name, even if they think they're good people, they're in Satan's camp. And there's no pleasant life to be found in that. There's no joy, there's no peace, there's no comfort. The life you experience with them is the life they live all the time. You got out of it, they didn't. You got out of it, they didn't. So, guys, I hope this explains some things about the narcissist. Please don't ever think that they have something up on you, that they have a better life, that you missed out. God forbid that you missed out on something. All you missed out on is a life of chaos, misery, destruction. And they're not going to, and even if you decided you wanted to put up with that, even if you did decide you wanted to put up with it, they will end things at some point. 99.9% of the time, they're going to get rid of you anyway. At some point, it never lasts, it never works. And if they didn't get rid of you, it's just because they're cheating the daylights behind your back. Just cheating like crazy. Or they're so miserable and decrepit they can't get anybody, but they're also not going to treat anybody. There's just, whatever the case is, all you did was save yourself the misery. Just be glad you escaped. Just be glad, and don't miss one thing about that. Because when you get to the full understanding, you see the misery, you see the creature they are, and you just feel sorry for them. Don't try to intervene, but they're just miserable little creatures. So, guys, I hope you found this educational, informative. We'll come at you with another one soon. Until then, God bless.